You stepped into a luxury hotel before, right? Marble floors, soft lights, perfect smell in the air, and then the elevator doors take forever to open. You press the button again because your brain assumes something's wrong, but nothing is wrong. You're experiencing a delay that the hotel designed on purpose. Yes, one of the most expensive buildings you'll ever walk into intentionally slows down the elevator doors, and it isn't a glitch or bad engineering or old machinery. It's psychological manipulation, and once you understand why, you'll start noticing how these places control almost every second of your experience, from how fast you walk, to how calm you feel, to how much money you're willing to spend without realizing it. Think about it. Cheap hotels open instantly. Shopping malls open instantly. Office buildings open instantly. But the moment you enter a five-star environment, everything becomes slower, smoother, quieter. That delay isn't laziness, it's strategy. Luxury environments are engineered to change your tempo, because when you slow down, your brain becomes more impressionable. You spend more. You complain less. You associate the environment with exclusivity. A 1-second delay in door opening sounds meaningless, but when hundreds of these tiny psychological cues stack on top of each other, you end up behaving exactly how the hotel wants you to. And the wild part? You never notice any of it happening. So before we get into the engineering tricks or the design principles, you need to understand the bigger truth. Luxury is never about speed. It's about control. High-end hotels control your lighting, your scent, your walking pace, and yes, the speed of an elevator door. Not because they can't make it faster, but because they don't want you moving fast. You're not supposed to feel rushed. Rushed people don't spend money. Rushed people complain. Rushed people notice imperfections. Slowed down people? They relax, trust the environment, and accept whatever the hotel presents as premium. This entire video is going to pull apart the hidden systems that shape your behavior the moment you step across that lobby floor. And once you see the pattern, you'll never unsee it again. From the moment you step into a luxury hotel, something strange happens that you don't consciously notice, but your brain feels it instantly. The atmosphere slows you down. The lighting softens, the air cools, the colors calm your vision, and the silence wraps around you like the space is absorbing every sound before it reaches your ears. And without thinking about it, your heartbeat adjusts to that environment. You walk with slightly more control, slightly more grace, slightly more awareness. Then you press the elevator button, and the doors take just a moment longer than they should. Not long enough to frustrate you, but long enough for your instincts to whisper, "Why is this taking a second?" And right there, inside that tiny pause, is one of the best-kept secrets of the luxury hospitality business. Because those slow-opening elevator doors aren't broken, outdated, or poorly maintained. They're engineered, calibrated, and purposefully timed to open slower than the elevators you use in cheaper hotels, office buildings, or apartment complexes. The slowness is not an accident. It's a design principle. And the more you understand how luxury spaces manipulate pace, psychology, acoustics, engineering, and economics, the more you realize the elevator doors are doing far more than moving metal. They're shaping your perception, controlling your emotional state, and reinforcing the illusion that this hotel is worth the expensive price you paid. Luxury design is never about speed. It is about pacing you into a state of controlled calm. High-end environments operate on something called experience pacing, a design strategy where nothing happens abruptly. Everything transitions softly, and the entire space feels like it moves at a smoother rhythm than the outside world. Luxury hotels live and die by this rhythm. They do not want sharp mechanical movements, sudden actions, or fast transitions. When a revolving door turns slowly, when the check-in conversation is soft and unhurried, when the lighting is warm and low contrast, when the music is slow tempo, they're setting your nervous system to a premium frequency. And the elevator is a major piece of that choreography. If the doors snapped open instantly like they do in mid-range hotels, the pace would break. You'd feel a jolt, a micro shock that does not belong in a place charging $500 a night. Slower doors match the visual and emotional tempo of luxury. You're not supposed to feel rushed inside a hotel at this level. You're supposed to feel like time bends for you. There's a deeper psychological layer behind this. Humans associate slight delays with higher value. When something takes just a little time, your brain interprets it as important, exclusive, or premium. It's the same reason designer stores don't hand you products instantly. The same reason luxury cars have slow, heavy-feeling doors, and the same reason high-end restaurants bring dishes with a deliberate, controlled pace rather than slamming plates in front of you. Fast equals cheap. Slow equals intentional. When the elevator takes a moment longer to open, your subconscious reads it as, this machine is heavy, solid, engineered, premium. You're not aware of this happening, but the delay primes your mind to believe you're interacting with something substantial. There's even a behavioral effect at play called status pacing. High-status environments slow people down as a signal. A slight pause before access mimics the feeling of entering something exclusive, a private club, a VIP section, a restricted lounge. Luxury thrives on anticipation. A tiny delay boosts perceived value. Now, let's get technical, because psychology isn't the only reason the doors are slow. Luxury elevators are literally heavier and larger than standard ones. They use thicker steel, denser insulation, sound-dampening materials, and sometimes even marble or wood veneer panels inside. That extra mass demands slower motion for safety and mechanical control. A fast-opening heavy door is dangerous. It can hit guests, catch luggage, and create enormous liability problems. Luxury hotels attract older guests, families with kids, people with mobility challenges, and travelers with multiple bags. So regulations require slower opening speeds to reduce accidents. ADA and EN 81 standards explicitly limit how fast doors can open and close. Luxury hotels follow the strictest versions of these rules because lawsuits cost more than slightly slower doors. And with wider doors, common in premium hotels for accessibility and visual aesthetics, the torque required to open quickly becomes too risky. Slower speed is simply safer. Then there's the sensor system. Luxury elevators use more advanced detection features. Infrared curtains, multi-beam sensors, pressure guards, sometimes even LiDAR strips. These systems work best when the doors move slower. If doors move too fast, you get false stops, constant reopenings, and jerky movement. That breaks the calm environment instantly. Engineers purposely calibrate speed to give sensors enough reaction time to maintain perfect motion. Luxury is obsessed with smoothness. Smoothness requires slower acceleration and deceleration. The elevator should feel like a glide, not a machine. And here's one of the most overlooked parts: noise. Nothing destroys a luxury environment faster than unnecessary noise. Fast elevator doors are loud. They create metal sliding sounds, air pressure pops, motor whirs, and vibration through the shaft. Luxury hotels spend unbelievable amounts of money creating quiet lobbies, special ceilings, soft materials, sound-dampening carpets, acoustic engineering. If the elevator doors opened fast, the mechanical noise would echo across marble floors and open atriums. That breaks the luxury illusion instantly. Slower doors produce far less sound. The movement is gentle enough that you barely register the machine working. The silence feels expensive. Noise feels cheap. You don't notice quiet consciously, but your brain interprets it as quality. The quieter the environment, the more premium it feels. Slower doors protect that silence. Flow management is another hidden reason. Luxury hotels hate crowds. Crowds make the space feel cheap immediately. If elevator doors opened rapidly and cycled too quickly, you'd create fast-moving clusters of people entering and exiting, bunching up near elevators, forming small queues, and breaking the calm choreography of movement the hotel wants. A slower opening speed naturally spreads guest flow more evenly. People don't rush in and out. They move gracefully. It reduces bottlenecks and creates a smoother rhythm through the lobby. Even though the doors open slower, the perceived wait time often feels shorter because the movement is calm and controlled, not frantic. Luxury is not about throughput. It's about atmosphere. brand positioning ties directly into this. Luxury is built on micro-signals, tiny cues that communicate value without saying a word. Slow movements are a universal marker of quality. Everything expensive is slow. Slow fashion, slow dining, slow music, slow service, slow lighting transitions, slow speech tone from staff. Slowness signals confidence. Quickness signals desperation. If an elevator in a luxury hotel opened instantly, it would feel out of character. It doesn't match the heavy materials, the warm lighting, the soft music, the calm energy. Luxury brands maintain consistency across every touch point, including the speed of a machine you rarely think about. That consistency reinforces the emotional illusion. You are in a place where the world slows down for you. That feeling is not poetic, it's engineered. Then there's the brutal financial reality. Elevator systems cost millions and are expected to last decades. Fast door speeds dramatically increase where on motors, gears, rollers, and tracks. They break more often, need more maintenance, and require more downtime, something luxury hotels cannot afford. A single broken elevator during peak occupancy destroys guest experience and damages reputation. Slower speeds mean lower stress on components, fewer repairs, fewer emergency technician visits, and longer lifespan. Slow equals cheaper in the long run. But more importantly, slow equals reliable. Luxury hotels want machines that never fail. Reliability feels premium. Mechanical chaos feels cheap. When you combine the psychology, the pacing, the acoustics, the engineering, the safety, the brand storytelling, the crowd control, and the economics, you realize the same thing every luxury designer knows. Slow elevator doors are not a flaw. They're a feature, a meticulously engineered piece of the luxury illusion. So the next time you find yourself in a luxury hotel and the elevator doors take that extra beat before they part, understand what's really happening in that moment. You're not waiting for a machine to open. You're being eased into a different world. One where calm is intentional, where pace is engineered, and where the entire environment is designed to make you feel like you've stepped into something elevated, controlled, and worthy of its price. Luxury is not about speed. Luxury is about making you forget speed exists. And those slow elevator doors, they're the first step in slowing you down enough to feel it. In the end, the slow opening elevator doors in luxury hotels aren't an accident, a glitch, or poor engineering. They're a deliberate psychological device. Every second you spend waiting is calculated to shift your mindset, slow your pulse, and nudge you into a more premium state of attention. Because luxury isn't loud. It isn't rushed. It's engineered calmness. These hotels manipulate the smallest details, the elevator speed, the lighting temperature, the weight of the door, even the softness of the arrival chime, to control how you feel before you ever step inside your room. That's why the experience hits different. That's why you're willing to pay more. And that's why once you notice this trick, you'll start recognizing all the other invisible ways high-end environments are built to guide your behavior without you ever realizing it. The next time those elevator doors take their sweet time, don't get annoyed. Look around. You're inside a psychological script designed to make you slow down, breathe deeper, and accept the illusion of luxury before you even know what's happening. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Luxury brands don't compete on features. They compete on control. Control of the mood. Control of the atmosphere. Control of the story your brain tells itself. The elevator is just one piece of a much larger psychological machine. If they can manipulate your perception of two metal doors opening, what else do you think they're manipulating? And more importantly, how many other everyday things around you are quietly engineered to shape your decisions while you think you're thinking for yourself? If you want to see more of the hidden design, secret psychology, and unseen mechanics behind the world you live in, you already know what to do. Because trust me, we're just scratching the surface.